Hey guys, so I have returned, and I will continue reading the novelization of The Room. Here we go. Chapter 2. Johnny awoke to the buzzing of his alarm the next morning. 6:28, it read. He usually set his alarm at random intervals to surprise him from day to day. He never understood people's tendency to set clocks at dull, boring times like 6 o'clock or 6:15 or 6:30. But then again, Johnny was no ordinary man. He turned off the alarm and sat up slowly, still basking in the pleasures of the previous night. He grabbed one of the roses from their love-making session and smelt it. It still smelled like love. He placed it delicately beside Lisa's still beautiful body, then left to get dressed. His buttocks rippled and twisted in the morning breeze. Moments later, he was dressed for work, a sharp suit and tie. Before he left for the day, though, he always made sure to kiss Lisa, his future wife, goodbye. She was awake and lying on her stomach, clutching onto the rose, when he reached in to kiss her. "Did you like last night?" he asked. "Yes, I did." Johnny laughed. Lisa looked into his dark eyes. "Can I get you anything?" Muttered Johnny. "I have to go now." Lisa smiled. Okay, bye." "Bye," Lisa said, and with that, Johnny was gone. Lisa spent the next part of the morning getting ready for a lunch date she had with her mother. The two were still close. Her mother could be controlling, sure, maybe even a little manipulative. But she was still a woman wise beyond her advanced age. Lisa knew that if there were ever a time when she needed her support for something, that her mother would be there with open arms and some kind words. Now was one of those times. A knocking came at the door, and Lisa answered immediately. Sure enough, it was her mother. "Hi, Mom, how are you?" The mother and daughter embraced. Claudette was old and a lady. She had gray hair. "I'm fine." She grabbed Lisa's chin. "How are you?" Lisa was unresponsive. Evasive. Okay." She grabbed Lisa by the shoulders and walked her into the house. "Let's go to the couch and we will sit down." The two sat. "Now, what's happening with you, "Nothing much. Do you want some coffee?" Claudette ignored the small talk. "What's wrong? Tell me." "I'm not feeling good today." "Oh, why not?" Lisa went for it. "I don't love him anymore." Without missing a beat, Claudette replied, "Why don't you love him anymore? Tell me." She had been expecting this for a while. He's so boring. "Well, you've known him for over 5 years. You're engaged. You said you loved him. He supports you. He provides for you. And, darling, you can't support yourself." Claudette knew more than most that, because she was a woman, Lisa could not do anything on her own. "I'm sorry, I need to drop something." Anyway, Lisa grimaced. "He's a wonderful man, and he loves you very much." Claudette leaned in and patted Lisa on the legs. "And his position is very secure. And he told me he plans to buy you a house." "That's why he's so boring," Lisa retorted. "Well, what are you going to do?" "I don't know," Lisa smiled bitchily. "I don't mind living with him." "Well, you can't do that." "Have you talked to him about it?" Lisa frowned. "No, I don't want to do. I don't know what to do." Claudette, however, did. Well, he's a wonderful person, and he's getting a promotion very soon. Now, he bought you a car, he bought you a ring, clothes, whatever you wanted. Now you want to dump him. That's not right. I've always thought of him as my son-in-law. If there was one thing Claudette hated, it was change. If there was two things, it was change and women. Women couldn't accomplish anything on their own. Not without a man they couldn't. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. It's obvious that this is just a novelization of someone else's work, but I still need to say this. Whatever Tommy Wiseau's experiences with women were, and it's obvious he had some, The Room is a personal story. Dude, that is just downright... it's misogynistic. Well, it's not misogynistic. He doesn't hate women. Okay, I'm going to go with Joss Whedon's word. Genderist. There are plenty of women out there that can accomplish many things without men. Just like there are many men in the world who can accomplish many things without women. It's called independence. It exists. I like you, Tommy, but my God, you need to grow up. You should marry Johnny. He would be good for you. I guess you're right about that, Lisa conceded. Well, of course I am. I know men. I wasn't born yesterday. I'm glad you're listening to your mother. Nobody else listens to me. Lisa grinned. You're probably right about that, Mom. Lisa, despite enjoying her mother's company, knew that most people hated her a lot. Well, I'm glad you're listening to your mother. She rose from her seat. Listen, I've got to go. But you remember what I told you, okay? Lisa said nothing. Bye-bye now. And with that, Lisa was gone. Claudette was gone. Lisa shook her head. Thanks, Mom. Moments later, Lisa was dialing her phone, sitting at a small table near an open window, the breeze fluttering across her skin. On the table lay 2 framed photos of spoons. Johnny was a huge fan of cutlery, forks, knives, a certain variety of chopsticks. Spoons, however, tickled his utensil fancy most of all. Framed photos of them littered the room. That makes so much sense. Add that to the reasons Johnny is so boring, Lisa thought as she listened to the dial tone. Hello? The voice on the other end was Mark's, Johnny's best friend. He was handsome, his face covered in a handsome beard. He wore handsome sunglasses and drove his car. Hey, baby, how you doing? Lisa purred. Oh, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm very busy. What's going on? Mark liked Lisa fine. In fact, he'd noticed in recent days that she was very beautiful and looked great in a red dress. But he was at work, making good money, and that had to come first. I just finished talking to my mom. She gave me this big lecture about Johnny. Look, we'll talk about it later. I told you I'm very busy. Mark was right in the middle of some important work-related driving, and couldn't afford the time this call was costing him. We'll talk about it now. Whenever you say we'll talk about it later, we never do. I can't wait till later. I want to talk right now. You owe me one anyway. Lisa was referring to the fact that 3 days earlier she had masturbated him to the point of climax while Johnny was at work. Mark recalled the incident fondly. Okay, all right. What do you want to talk about? She's a stupid bitch. She wants to control my life. I'm not going to put up with that. I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's it. She paused. What do you think I should do? Well, why do you ask me? Mark said, choosing to ignore the complete contradiction in Lisa's statement. You know, you've been very happy with Johnny. What do you want me to say? I mean, you should enjoy your life. Silence from Lisa's end of the call. What's the problem? Mark inquired. Maybe you're right. Can I see you tomorrow? Mark didn't hesitate. Okay, all right. How about noon? I'll be waiting for you. Bye, Lisa seduced. All right, see ya. Mark hung up the phone immediately. Back to work. Lisa put the receiver down. She also had some work to do. She had some candles, music, and a sexy dress to buy for tomorrow at noon. And that was chapter 2. I'm really sorry I went on that little tangent right there. And granted, you know, there might be some facetiousness in there. The entire prose is littered with some facetiousness in there. But, you know, having read a little bit about Wiseau and having even, you know, especially from reading The Disaster Artist and all that stuff, it just, that stuff kind of does rub me the wrong way. I know, again, it's not meant to be taken seriously. I know that. But I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you for the next chapter.